So welcome to NRL from the Sidelines. You're with Tom, Brian and Steve. And as we do every time this week, we're going to talk about the round of NRL that's just been played, which I believe was round 8. Gentlemen, how are we today?
It was not round 8.
Wasn't it?
I said that deliberately.
Sorry?
It's round 9, Steve. Round 9.
What have we just had?
Round 9. We
Yes,
just had round 9.
Yes, we said round 9.
That's what I said, round 9.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm excellent, by the way.
Yes.
You know what it is? These guys have been giving me a hard time ever since I started. It's ever since they walked in the door. So,
Yes, since we met.
gentlemen, how are we?
I'm excellent.
Good.
So, Stephen,
Yes.
a lot of people sort of think about,
Here
the
it
the
comes.
meaning of life.
Yes.
The meaning of life. And, we had Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, and
42.
the answer was 42.
Yep.
Yep.
And I think when it comes down to, like, the really important things of life, like rugby league,
Yep.
I guess the answer is
Adam Reynolds.
Who? Sorry, I don't. Who are you talking about?
Moving on.
That was a good response.
Take 2. Welcome to
No.
NRL from the
Let's move on.
Sidelines.
The first game was Thursday night.
Yep. Thursday night.
All right, let's
Thursday
all right,
night.
you want to get into it? Fine.
Yeah, let's get into it. Yeah.
Broncos 32 defeated the Rabbitohs 12. Souths were terrible. They were disgusting. Let's move on to the next game.
No. Well,
Adam Reynolds.
Adam Reynolds, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's right.
please.
What was the difference between those two teams, Tom?
Adam Reynolds.
No, it wasn't. It
Yes, it was.
was not.
Who was man of the match, I think?
Adam Reynolds.
So?
Who kicked 5 from 5?
Adam Reynolds. Classic case of denial from this man.
No, it's not denial. It's just they let him run. Souths were terrible. Cody Walker had his worst game all season.
Oh, he's been that good all season, really.
He's been average.
Been terrible.
Hang on. I didn't say he had a good game. I said he had his worst game all season.
How can you tell?
Because usually he doesn't give away stupid penalties like he did the other night.
Oh, please. Yeah, go on.
Yes.
No,
keep going.
I'm serious. They,
Yeah.
they had their worst game. He was petulant, and he was just over the top. We probably dropped the ball. There were 3 or 4 times where South dropped the ball where Broncos scored straight after in the following set. It was a shocking performance. It wasn't Adam Reynolds at all. It was the fact that South was very poor.
Wasn't who?
Some guy called Adam Reynolds. You keep mentioning him. You're the one who keeps bringing him up. They were very poor, and I'm prepared to see. Unlike you guys, I'm prepared to admit when my team is bad. Unlike you two.
When it
Can I?
suits
Well,
you.
no. Can I
When
just
it
say,
suits you.
Tom? According to the NRL app, who had the majority of possession?
The Rabbitohs, yes.
Yeah. Who had more completions?
Probably the Rabbitohs, I'd imagine.
Who completed the most sets? Rabbitohs.
Rabbitohs.
Who had more sets? Rabbitohs. Who ran more meters? Rabbitohs. Who had more post-contact meters? Rabbitohs.
Line breaks?
Rabbitohs. Like, it wasn't... You didn't play bad. The Broncos just outclassed you in every single aspect.
Who
Okay, but doesn't that
had
mean
the
they
most missed
played
tackles?
bad?
Rabbitohs.
Like, yeah.
Doesn't that mean they played bad?
Well, it means that you had the
I
majority...
mean, if you're outplayed by the team... See, you've got to understand the game.
Here we go.
If you're outplayed by the team you're playing against, you're playing poorly.
No.
Classic deflection. He's not talking about
Adam Reynolds.
Raiders 14 beat Bulldogs 4.
What? Did they?
I'm just sitting there. I'm not going to say anything anymore. For the next 20 minutes, I'm shutting up.
60-40 possession
Yep.
to the Raiders. It was a competition for the first little while. I
You
think.
reckon?
A
Can
little
you please
first little while, I
speak
think.
into the microphone and into
sorry.
the camera,
No, I'm
please?
talking to you.
Don't have a conversation between yourselves.
I'm talking to you. I think it was a mum.
I'm going to do a Cody Walker and I'm going to be petulant.
Petulant.
You two talk between yourselves. I'm kicking the ball away.
Well, the Raiders only scored in the first 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So, the Dogs must have done something right in terms of defence. But yeah, it wasn't a great game to watch.
Yeah. The dogs.
Hence, I don't remember it.
The dogs are boring. They can't score points.
Yeah,
Why can't... Okay, so you asked a question earlier before we went on air, because you do all your intelligent stuff before you come on air.
Oh, do I?
Why aren't the Dogs doing better?
I don't know. And well, I did actually ask that question to these guys because if you have a look at their team, Dufty is an attacking fullback. He was always criticised for his defence. So he'd score 3 tries but let in 2. Well, he's not scoring points. Yep, Brett Naden, Aaron Shoup, Matt Burton, Josh Adokar. These are guys that are potentially match winners and would make first grade at other clubs. Their forward pack is good. I don't understand. I don't know. I don't get why they're not putting it together.
It's just not gelling.
Yeah, that's I'm over that excuse. It's round 9.
But you know what? One thing that they haven't learnt yet is how to give Adokar the ball.
Oh, when they did, he scored 3.
Well, and that's my point. Melbourne used to go to him all the time because they know how good he is and how fast he is.
But they had an exceptional team around.
They had an exceptional team. But you know what? The ball isn't getting out to him, and when it does, it's not actually getting out fast enough. It's too slow.
I don't know. I'm sick of excuses from the Dogs. You know,
Pangai Jr. is also another one who needs to stop.
Yep.
He's
emotional
got so much
side
potential,
of his game.
that kid.
He really does.
It just needs to grow a brain.
I don't know. And I didn't think the Raiders were impressive, but they still won by 10 points. So
but to win by 10 points against a team like the way the Dogs are playing is not that impressive.
Ooh, I'm going to say Manly only just scraped home against the Dogs.
Well, it's, again, not an impressive team, but we'll come to them shortly.
Yeah. All right, let's move on.
Okay, let's go on to probably what was the match of the round, where the Parramatta Eels beat the Panthers 22-20. There was a couple of really contentious decisions in this game. But you right?
No, just checking us up
Hang
there.
on.
Just checking us up there. Yep.
Doesn't trust your ability, Steve.
No, he obviously doesn't.
Yep.
And you're just realising that now?
What?
No, I knew all along.
I'm
just impressed that you're announcing it to the field.
Well, what contentious issues are you talking about, Steve?
Kick-outs knock on.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. How the linesman could not see that knock on.
And he was pretty close to it.
Well, he was behind the play, but only just behind the play. And surely there wasn't anybody in his
there
way.
wasn't a player hanging off
And
kick-out
the talk was also that, was it Jared Sutton that ref that game?
Yes.
That he almost had his whistle in his mouth to
He
call
did,
it.
I saw that.
And then the touchy didn't call it, so
Yeah.
he played play. And then they went on to score almost immediately.
That's right.
That was a terrible decision.
The other contentious decision was the trainer running in front of the post.
Yeah.
I don't
no,
think he was even aware that he was.
He might not have been, but and you know.
But how many players now stand under the sticks and go, "Oh, let's just move just as he's about to kick the ball," you know?
Yeah, but it's not a blue shirt running in front of the post.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know whether that had any impact.
I mean, Cleary's
I'm not
also
saying any
a little
of them
bit
had
out of
any
form
impact.
with his kicking anyway. So, but I thought this was probably the best game I've seen all season. I think it was. But and the thing about it is the Panthers didn't play bad at all.
No, not
I
at
thought
all.
they played brilliantly. But the Eels just wanted it. And in the first 10 minutes in the second half, I thought the Eels are gone because they couldn't get out of their own half.
Yep.
You know, the Panthers were just peppering them with line speed, and the Eels just could not get out of it. And then I think it was a bomb.
Yep.
There was a bomb. It bounced in favour of Dylan Brown, and that's where they started to get the ascendancy. But look, I admired the Eels just simply because they stayed in the fight. You know, and as much as people say they hate Clint Gutherson, without him,
Who hates Clint Gutherson?
a lot of people say they hate Clint Gutherson
I
because
don't like
he's a lair.
don't like the way he carries on the field.
No,
But geez,
but
he's a football player.
he is an incredible footballer. And the thing is, he's by no means the best player in their team, not by a long shot, but he is so consistent and he gives you the same effort every single week. That's what makes him so special, I think. Yeah. Anyway, that's me.
Parramatta are impressive, Brian. You going to say it? Go on.
Yeah,
Go on.
look,
I know you want to.
I was going to say, like, I wrote out a whole heap of notes on this game, and then I looked at what I'd written and I went, I don't understand. Like, and the reason I don't understand is because, you know, it's as you guys have said, like, Penrith didn't play poorly. I don't think they played at their best, but Parramatta didn't, like, pick who was the man of the match, because it was a struck match between 26 players.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, it was that evenly balanced.
So let me ask the question. You're saying Penrith weren't at their best.
Yep.
Parramatta, I thought, were at
Yep.
their best. Do they have another level? Because if Penrith really took it to them, and now keep in mind, they've beaten both Penrith and Melbourne this year.
Yep.
So
Look, can they step it up again? I don't know. I don't think Parramatta. Well, I thought Mitchell Moses was, and I know I'm going to get hate from a couple of people out there. I don't think he was on song.
No.
So maybe they could step up another
Why
level.
don't you think he was?
Yeah, I thought he had an ordinary game. I
Yeah.
think his
I
kicking was
didn't.
pretty pedestrian.
Oh,
and he didn't run the ball.
No,
at all.
I'm not saying he had a bad game. I'm
Yeah.
just saying it wasn't one of his better games.
See, we need to get away from this idea that a halfback has to run the ball.
No.
Oh, I know, but normally when the
Well,
Eels are that good, it's usually
His kicking game.
a big part.
I
he's
thought he
big
had a
part
great
there.
kicking
Yep.
game. He didn't run the ball, I admit that, but
Yep.
then they had Dylan Brown back at 5'8". They didn't need to.
Jeez, didn't that make a difference?
Huge.
I thought the
Far out.
Panthers had. I thought this was the best game the Panthers had played. Honestly, they were the most aggressive, and they were fast. They were fast out of dummy half.
Damn,
I thought they were really good.
they were really good against us earlier in the year too.
that's what makes I think this win by the Eels so impressive.
Well, let's talk about an impressive win.
Sucks
Steve.
to play them
Four Pines
next week.
Park, where no one knew how to tackle. Sea Eagles 36 defeated the Tigers 22, and I've got to tell you,
Yeah,
I thought the
give me a hate. Give me a hate.
No, it's not hate. I thought the Tigers played really well,
Yep.
and so did Manly.
It was. The Tigers have convinced me they are not a bottom 3 team.
No, and you know what? There's one difference in that team, and it's pretty obvious.
Oh,
Hastings.
Yeah.
He just controls the game, and he's the kind of player too with a lot of confidence. Says, "Give the ball to me, give the ball to me, give the ball to me," and he rates it, and he actually deserves to be given the ball because he's just organised them.
Yeah.
Okay, so a couple of things from that game. Tigers had a player sent to the bin for repeat infringements.
Yeah.
Manly never had a player sent to the bin for repeat infringements.
Yep. I think that was a little bit interesting.
What do I know what you want me to say?
Oh, I know. I'm just highlighting the fact that
But you would have been moaning if it had been another team.
For me personally, I think the referee warns them 3 times and then bins them. I think that's perfectly legitimate.
Yeah.
And I was kind of expecting that it would happen. I don't know whether it was the same kind of infringements. I mean, I must admit, I was listening to, I can't remember what it was, and the comment was made that I hate it today when they have a scrum. Always they break early to shut it down.
Cooper Cronk was saying that, I think.
Like,
Yeah.
I think that would. I wish they would crack down on that and just bin them straight away. You don't.
Well,
you can't be offside at a scrum.
When was the last time you saw a penalty in the scrum?
Well, actually, we've seen one of those. No, there's been one this year.
Yeah, that's right. South's game the other night. That's how bad South were. They haven't had a penalty in the
I
scrum.
couldn't remember what game it was.
You feed the ball into the second row, there are legs going everywhere, and we still give away a penalty in the scrum. Anyway, back to
And
Manly.
Burbo scores twice.
Yep. No, he was really good. I thought for training all week in the centres and playing in the back row due to more injury, I thought he had a really good game.
Who was that?
Burbo.
Ben Turbo.
Oh.
Baby
Ben
Turbo. Baby Turbo.
Baby Turbo.
Okay.
Burbo Turbo
How do you
Turbo.
feel about Foreign going to Titans? Foreign going to Titans.
Look, I'm a little bit torn. I'm a little bit torn. But Kieran Foran did it to me before. He broke my heart when he went to Parramatta. So,
And you know what? He was not. I don't think he's the saviour of a team, and I think
No.
that's why. I mean, I'm not going to say he failed at Parramatta or the Warriors, but
no.
he's not Kieran Foran
without
Cherry
Cherry
Evans.
That's right. Look, there's some players I sincerely think that are superstars and can get a team a victory.
Yep.
And I remember when Manly were tossing up Cherry Evans, Kieran Foran, Cherry Evans, Kieran Foran.
Yep.
I thought Kieran Foran is going to always keep your team in the fight.
Yep.
Is he going to put it over the line? I don't know.
Yep.
Cherry Evans will kick that field goal.
Yes.
He'll make the big play.
Yep.
So, I love him. I'm sad that he's going.
I know.
Just a question, gents. Tom Travojevic, did you watch the game? Was he any good?
No, I don't think he was. It wasn't one of his best games. He wasn't bad.
Yeah.
But they're marking him very heavily nowadays.
Yeah, but still, 230 metres, try assist, line breaks.
There's a lot of pressure on him at the moment. Expectation.
I think it's odd that he had an exceptional game, but everybody was going, oh, what happened to him?
Yeah,
If your fullback sets up tries, runs 230 metres, saves a couple, you go, he had an exceptional game. I don't know what they expect.
Because if that was an average fullback, you'd say that was an exceptional game. But I think people expect so much from Turbo that unless they're seeing him do more than that, it's an average game.
I was actually going to say in the previous game, I thought Dylan Edwards was the man of the match in that game. He ran his pants off. As far as foreign as well, they said with Schuster that Cooper Cronk was saying last night that he wouldn't be averse to giving him another 12 months learning his craft before he and running the ball. Running the ball before they put him into the halves because he needs to get his body right.
They just lost one of their better players.
That's right.
For some kid who's saying, "I want to be a 5'8".
Well, hang on. He was signed as a 5'8", and Bob Fulton, the immortal Bob, signed him as a 5'8", and said, "As close to Wally Lewis as I'm ever going to see."
Yes, but they never signed him as a 5'8".
Yeah, they did.
No, they never promised him the 5'8".
No, but he only played juniors 5'8".
Doesn't matter. They never promised him the.
I beg your pardon.
Come out and said it.
They never promised him a rose garden.
But if you are a 5'8" all through your junior career and you hit first grade and all of a sudden you're not a 5'8",
you're
still a 5'8". Yeah, you do.
Okay, let's go into probably not the best game of the weekend.
This was a bludger of a game.
BB's Prince Stadium, where the Sydney Roosters 44 beat the Titans.
Titans
16,
were awful.
but
Titans were awful.
So were the Roosters.
But
actually, you know what? Let us talk about this first because you'll talk boring stuff. How bad are the Roosters? But they still scored 44 points, Steve.
Well, how bad are the Titans then that they still allowed them to score 44?
Well, how good are we going to be when we actually get it together? No, look, I mean, the Titans didn't throw anything at us, but
no.
I was encouraged to think that they finally got a few combinations together at some points, and so that gave me a bit of promise. So,
sorry, are you talking about the Roosters or the Titans?
Roosters.
Oh,
Roosters,
okay,
yeah. Yeah, Joseph Sawali continues to show some real
Doesn't
skill.
impress me at the moment.
Yeah, that's right.
Care about him.
They'll throw him on the scrap heap when someone else comes along.
Yeah,
that's what the
he'll
Roosters
follow
do.
Crichton out the door to rugby.
Yeah,
for the World Cup.
That's what the Roosters do. Yeah. Throw him on the scrap heap.
Isaac Liu had a really ordinary game, and that's what happens when you leave.
So did Wira Hargraves. So did quite a few of your players.
I don't know. I don't think Sam Walker had a brilliant game.
Yeah, Sam Walker is the shining light in the team at the moment.
Yeah, but even Kiri was starting to run into the line, and they said he's starting to hit the advantage line and make space for his. Well,
you know what? That's what they said about Cody Walker last week. But anyway,
I couldn't see it, to be honest, with Cody Walker. Honestly,
yeah, I don't know what.
Did you score 44 points?
No, I didn't personally.
There you go. So, promising signs for the Roosters. We could have just rolled over and scored nothing, but they scored 44 points. So there you go.
Right. Queensland Country Bank Stadium, where the North Queensland Cowboys beat Newcastle Knights 36-16.
I thought this was going to be much more of a walkover.
Sorry, 36-2, I should say. No. 36-16. I got the wrong score up there.
Oh, see, that's why I checked.
Oh, that's why. That's the one time you checked.
This was, you're right, Tom, a lot closer than it should have been. And I think the Cowboys are they're dangerous at the moment. Chad Townsend's kicking game is exceptional.
Yep.
And those two back rowers, Lukey and Nanai, they just chase hard.
We've said it every week. Felt, Holmes, Dearden, they're all coming into their own, you know.
Yep, fantastic.
Yep.
But can I say that they haven't, other than Parramatta 2 weeks ago, they haven't really beaten anyone of note.
Oh, great.
They have been beating the bottom 8 teams. There's no doubt about it.
But they're growing in confidence, and they'll probably come back to earth against some of the top teams. But you'd rather have beaten the lower teams well leading into the hard games. Like you guys, I think, played the tough teams at the beginning.
Yeah, we have,
which is difficult. We're about to do that, so
Yep. No, I think they're great, and the Knights have got nothing. That's it. There's more games. I was ready to do the ladder.
Yep.
My apologies.
Oh, jeez.
We
should go on then to the next game, which is the Storm 42 defeated the Dragons 6.
Switch off, Barry.
After leading 12-6 at half time, They scored 30 points in the second half, even when Pappenhausen goes down.
Well, he scored a try on one leg. Well, a half a leg, because one was sore and the other one got sore.
So Melbourne have now topped the points scored for the first 8 rounds.
By 100 points or something.
I tell you what, Sally, they're scary good at the moment.
They are.
They are scary good.
Yep. Pappenhausen's out for 4 to 6 weeks, I believe.
Yep. I was just going to say, they need to be good because they get ripped apart at the end of this year.
Why?
Well, the Dolphins have signed half their players.
Yeah, but not their big four.
Not their big
four.
names.
Well,
and what player hasn't gone to Melbourne and not succeeded?
well, we'll see.
Even George Rose, I think,
No, he didn't.
he did.
He didn't succeed there.
Ramus Smith, pec injury too, so
All right, maybe not George Rose.
he's going to have to find some fill-ins.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nick Meaney, who I was a big fan of, is now at the Storm, who I mentioned last week, and unfortunately is playing excellent football.
Okay.
I
Dragons?
just saw a post from Paul Kent saying Roosters throwing something into overdrive with Cameron Munster whisperers. Can you believe that?
Yeah, I do.
Why would we need Cameron Munster, and who could afford him?
Oh, yeah, no. That's what the Roosters do. You just...
I told you, it's a gazebo. It's not a sombrero. Okay?
That's right.
What do we say about the Dragons? Look, Melbourne are going to rip a lot of teams apart. The fact that the Dragons kept going and scored in the last 10 minutes shows that they weren't going to give up. That's a positive. I mean, they only scored 6 points.
Well, it could also mean that Melbourne were really tired from scoring points.
Well, they scored again after that, so I don't know. But, you know, I think part of... I'm curious. Zach Lomax. Now, I've been a Zach Lomax fan for about 3 or 4 years now.
Yep.
Moses Sully comes to the Dragons, and, you know, he was basically a statue at Manly. Didn't do anything. Didn't run, didn't tackle, just stood there and watched players run around him. He is carving it up.
Bit harsh.
He's carving it up at the Dragons.
Yeah.
And Zach Lomax is trying all these miracle passes, flicks out the back, over the top.
Yeah.
You know, at one point in that game, he called his winger in.
Yeah.
You know, called him inside. You could see him calling the winger inside, shapes the pass, keeps the ball and gets smashed into the sideline.
He's got an ego problem, I think.
Yeah,
Like, what's the go with the bloke?
I think he's got
I
an
think
ego
he's
problem.
been mentioned a few times for State of Origin, and I think it's gone to his head.
Oh.
Okay, let's go to PointsBet Stadium, where the Cronulla Sharks 29 beat the Warriors 10, and at one stage they only had 11 players on the field.
That's
and
when
the
you
Warriors
get
still
when
couldn't
you,
score.
That's when you get when you play dirty.
I'm trying to figure out.
I want to come back to that statement.
I'm trying to figure out whether the Sharks were that good or the Warriors were that bad.
Yeah.
That was my thought process. Once they had a player sent off, I thought, oh, this will be interesting. And then the Sharks scored.
Well, it was 12-10, I think, when the player was sent off.
Yep.
And it was 16-10, I think, or 18-10 or something when they went down to 11. The Warriors never scored.
Did they think, oh yeah, there's a player sent off, we'll win this, and then stop playing?
How do 13 players not run around 11?
But there were times in that game where it looked like the Sharks were running around there.
No leadership.
Well, no
Unfortunately,
leadership. They were running around
Sean
because
Johnson
they scored
was
29 points.
Sean Johnson should have grabbed that game by both hands.
Yeah.
And he didn't.
You know, there's been, but in saying that, your team's got 11 blokes on the field and they win the game. There's a couple of games, surprisingly, Sharks games that stand out in my mind as rip snorters.
Yep.
I remember many years ago they were down by 24 points playing Brisbane in Brisbane, down by 24 points, 20 minutes to go, and won. Like, they're that kind of team that if you're a supporter, you think you're always in with a chance.
Yeah.
Right?
No.
But yeah.
So
Dreadful.
Just the send-off was justified?
Yep.
What about the second one though?
Well, I was going to say, was that sin bin not justified as a send-off as well?
I think it should have been. Yeah.
Yeah, look, I will say, because it was in the act of making a tackle and the player was slightly slipping, I don't think it was a send-off.
Slightly slipping. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
How does it compare to Lindsay Collins?
No. Well, that's right. It happens continually. Players get that tackle a little bit wrong, and I think it's justified 10 in the bin. What I don't understand is that Kennedy codeanged him and got sent off Tupou coat-hangered someone.
I think there's a difference between the quality of those coat hangers.
You are right, because Tupou had 30 metres to think about not hitting him in the head.
And he did say about the quality of the coat hangers. The other one was better than Tupou's one. Okay, ladder, please, gentlemen.
All right. We've got a new ladder leader with the Storm overtaking the Panthers. 16 points, 8 wins apiece, 1 loss, both to Parramatta. Then we have Cowboys, Sharks, Parramatta, all on 12 points. We have the Roosters, Manly, and the Broncos on 10 points. That is your top 8, gentlemen.
I've made a mistake there too. Okay.
What has he done?
See, I'm under pressure.
Can't get good help.
I'm under pressure.
My goodness. So we have a clear top 8 for the first time all year. Then the losers that aren't in the 8.
Wait till next week, son. Just wait till next week.
We have Souths, who surprisingly are equal with the woeful Warriors. The Dragons on 8. Raiders on 6. Tigers, Titans, Bulldogs, and Knights all on 4.
All right. Next round, Bulldogs versus Knights. And we're at Magic Round next week.
Yep.
Who cares? Jeez.
This is a woeful game.
Well, surely the Dogs have to win this game.
I'm on the Dogs to win this game.
Yeah. 15th versus 16th.
Adam Clune's back. Will that make a
Connor's
difference?
in the team.
I know.
Hasn't mattered before.
The dogs haven't scored more than 12 points in a game in 3 years. I'm kind of leaning towards the Knights.
Yeah, I'll be going Dogs.
Who haven't scored any points in the last few weeks.
They scored 16 against the Cowboys.
Against the Roosters.
No, they weren't. Yeah, but that was round 1. That didn't count.
No, it was 2 weeks last week.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so you're going Knights, you're going...
Roosters, Bulldogs.
Roosters. John's got the Roosters in every
There's
game.
not a lot of difference between the Bulldogs and the Roosters.
Oh, that's harsh.
Okay, Sea Eagles and the Broncos
Three
at
places
Suncorp.
I'm going the Eags.
Look, I think the Eagles will probably win this game, but I actually think the Broncos at home, it's an away game, but the Broncos at home will be extremely competitive, and I think they're going to put it to you, honestly.
I'm on the Broncos.
Yeah.
Jeez, can I ask why?
Because they beat South. No, because I think they are playing exceedingly well, and they've got a young halfback called Adam Reynolds, who I think
Who was that, Tom?
Adam Reynolds.
They've got a young halfback who seems to be able to maturing, and is playing well.
Yep, all right.
And I think they will.
Yeah, I'm glad that you have no idea what you're talking about. Thank you.
Hey, I'm a Rabbitohs supporter. I've got nothing. Warriors versus Rabbitohs.
Well, surely you've got to beat this. You've got to beat the Warriors, Steve. Oh,
they were bad.
No Cameron Murray.
Doesn't matter.
Petulant Cody.
Yep.
Cook's not running.
Yep.
We field a player who's not registered.
And you don't have Adam Reynolds.
Who?
Adam Reynolds.
Never heard of him. Honestly, what's his name's back? I can't remember. Steve.
No,
not me.
Lodge?
The Warriors
No,
couldn't beat an 11-man Sharks.
Yep.
Souths will kill it.
Yeah, but an 11-man Sharks at the moment will beat Souths. I know. Okay. Titans and Dragons.
Rabbitohs will win.
Yeah.
Titans and Dragons.
Dragons.
Yeah, I'm on Dragons.
Yeah, it's neutral venue. So.
Ooh,
Storm and Panthers.
What a beauty this is going to be.
This should. I'm really disappointed Pappenhausen's not playing, because this should be a spectacular game.
I'm going to do something I rarely do.
Draw.
And back.
Storm.
I think the Storm have too much creativity, and their defence is still pretty good.
So it's the Panthers' defence, though.
Yeah. So if you match their defence, they're pretty well even. But I think the Storm have more points in them than the Panthers. But it's going to be a ding-dong battle. We should watch this here.
Cameron Munster.
Oh, you're more than welcome to.
Yeah.
Storm and Panthers. So you're going Storm. You're going Storm.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah. Okay.
Sharks and Raiders.
Sharks. By how many?
Yeah. Roosters and Eels. Ooh. Sorry, Tom.
Yeah. No. Look, I think the Eels will more than likely win this game, but my heart will be going with the Roosters. I just want to see some improvement from. I just want to see them build on what they did last week. They scored points.
See, this is interesting. You're saying you think the Eels will win, but your heart will be with the Roosters. He can't pick the Eels any time.
Oh, you got to pick the Eels here, surely.
on. Say it, Brian.
You've picked the Eels at different times.
Brian, say
And you
it.
don't love the Roosters that much.
But I tell you what,
Say it.
but it hurts me. It hurts. It wounds my soul to say that I think the Eels are going to win that game.
Hater.
Comfortably.
You're a hater.
No, I'm not. That really hurts me.
Comfortably.
I won't go
So,
that far.
Stephen?
Of Eels.
Okay.
Eels by 20. Easy.
Ooh. Wow.
Don't know about
Eels by
that.
20, yeah.
If it's the same Eels that showed up the week before last, you'll be right.
All right.
Yeah.
Just before we end.
One more game.
One
Yeah.
more game?
Just before we end,
Okay,
the
right.
last game is the Titans and the Cowboys.
No, it's not.
No, it's not. It's the Tigers of North Queensland.
Come on,
You're having a
goodness.
shocker.
I'm having a
Oh,
shocker.
this is
I'm
great.
sorry, this is...
Can
You know what
this
it
is
is?
a rush job.
I know what factor is. It's the
Adam
Adam Reynolds
Reynolds.
factor.
No, you know what it is? It's that you two yahoos came in and disturbed me while I was trying to put all this together and gave me a hard time.
I'll make
does
one.
it-
I'll make one comment about this game before we finish.
What?
No team has won this year after playing Manly. I'm going to Cows.
No team has won this year after playing Manly.
Except for the Panthers.
It's completely
No, no one.
Manly-centric, isn't he?
No.
Gee whiz.
You play Manly, you lose the next week because we hurt them.
Okay.
So I'm on the Cows.
The Cowboys will win
Cowboys.
this, but I think they'll be competitive. Tigers will be competitive.
Okay, so we're going to very quickly, we'll go
Cool.
over our footy tips for the top
footy
five.
tips. Yep.
St. Nick on 122, Icedo on 118,
Graham.
Gordon the Scott on 114, Keenhouse on 1110, and Stormy May
Sally.
on 108.
Yep.
So
Sally
go on
in
and have a
fifth
look
position.
at your footy tipping. I hope everyone watches that. And if you're not on it, bad
Get on
luck,
it.
but
No,
you can
get on it. Get on
Are
it.
we
So
going to give them an average points to start then?
No,
Okay.
you just
You'll be well behind
just
everybody else.
prove
but get
you're
on it
that
anyway.
good. Can I just say, Sedo missed the first game, and he wanted the Bronx against Souths,
Yeah.
and he's messaging me going, "I'm in pain here, Brian. I could win this comp. Please accept my tip." No chance, buddy.
The game had started.
I'm not a corrupt manager.
Aren't you?
No. Yep.
It's good to know.
All right.
You had to
And
ask.
fantasy league.
KFC
Oh, boy.
Supercoach. I won this week.
I didn't.
I won this
Again.
week. Robbie's Randoms 14, Glizzy of Doom 12, Grinners 8, Ron's Crocs 8, and Fitzmagic 8. I think you're just behind them on 8.
It's
And-
Rory's Crocs, by the way.
Well, it's got Ron's Crocs on the thing.
No, you just can't read.
That's probably true too.
Um,
After
Can I just say, I've lost to 3 of those top 4. For my only 3 losses.
that's not good.
There you go. All right, yeah, so feel free to let us know if you want to be in the comp next year as well. Because,
Yes.
but
And I'm learning.
Steve said he had a win. It
I
was
had a
against
win.
It was against Corey Parker, so it doesn't count.
Corey Parker.
Hey, excuse
Yeah.
me, I had a win.
Yeah, okay, take it.
I am. Trust me. I'm 2 points behind you, and you're the expert, so to
An
speak.
expert.
All right, we're going to wrap this show up. Anything intelligent one the show with?
This is a trick question every week. I pass.
You know what it says about you that you can't come up with anything intelligent, though, right?
Well, I
when
do.
you pass and you can't come up with something intelligent.
Well, I
He's
do.
right about
I
that.
do.
He's right about
I
that.
do. But then you harass me and go, "I said intelligent." So I don't know. I can't win.
Tom, anything you want to end it with?
I've just got 2 words.
Adam Reynolds.
Who? You might as well be saying Blues Brothers.
Dear.
Blues Brothers. They do
Thank you
better
for
in
watching here
halves.
with Tom, Brian, and Steve. And we hope you have a great week. Enjoy the football and magic round, and we'll see you all again next week. Bye bye.
See ya.